What's up guys, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the debut full-length album from Swedish DJ Alesso. It's titled Forever. I had a few requests for this one and I'd never really knowingly listened to that much of his music, but once I got into this album I realized that I had already heard many times the If I Lose Myself, One Republic versus Alesso remix of a song that appeared on their album Native, and then of course the album that featured Tovlo, one of my favorite singers of last year, kind of a breakout pop star, also from Sweden. The name of that track was Heroes, parentheses, We Could Be. I started listening through this thing and I thought there were some pretty entertaining moments, some decent drops, some more aggressive moments like Payday, which flowed out of that intro track Profondo, I hope I'm saying that right. My only problem there with that initial track is that there was a lot of build-up. There were these big glitches in the and then there was just kind of a fade between tracks, and it was just like all that, and you're just gonna leave me blue-balled. And then of course we actually get into Payday, and there is a big fiery drop and a big encompassing feel about it, and I do like that jam. But while continuing my listen through, I could not help but feel like there was something I couldn't quite put my finger on. It was like, you know, I've heard this track before, or this style is just so unoriginal. I feel like a lot of Alesso's stuff relies on a chorus that just kind of, they'll talk about something and then they'll start repeating the word, and then it gets said a lot throughout the entire chorus or throughout the drop of the track, and that just feels so formulaic and stale to me that, it just could really pass for any EDM or electronic producer at this point. Don't get me wrong, I mean, some of the moments feel a little bit cooler than others. I really dig the track Scars with Ryan Tedder because there is kind of a build-up and then there's kind of a relax and then it kind of gets thrown back into the fire. So there are moments where he kind of mixes things up, but there are tracks that feel so much like it could be another producer, like the track Under Control featuring Hertz. It feels so Calvin Harris, it actually does hurt. Honestly, the build-up in that track, it feels like something directly lifted from Calvin Harris's last record, Motion, which I reviewed last year, and if you might recall, I was not so fond of that album. I like Alesso more whenever he's asserting his skills as a more dominant producer, really actually putting his own spin on something. I see that on tracks like the really cool and spaced out Destinations, which flows for 5 minutes and a half, but it really doesn't feel like that because it's just such a smooth, enthralling ride. Then there's your more fun tracks like Tear the Roof Up, and then the track Payday, which I already mentioned, being a little bit more aggressive and in your face, a little bit more face melting, if you will. I guess my main complaint about the album Forever is that it just chooses to be stale and be in the safe zone way too often. I mean, tracks like Sweet Escape, sure, they have nice female vocals on there, but it really just has one of the most bland drops that I've heard this year thus far. And then of course Under Control, which is just painful for me to listen to because it follows the formula so strictly, doesn't want to push any kind of buttons whatsoever. The If I Lose Myself remix, which is just a little bit awkward to me because Ryan Tedder's vocals of One Republic are just kind of slowed down. It feels a little bit slurred to me, and it's just kind of like, why did we really think that would work so well? I mean, sure, the drop on it is cool enough, I suppose, but I'll take the original version of that song any day. Two final tracks I'll point out that I thought were actually pretty solid: In My Blood, and then of course All This Love. The latter of those particularly striking a chord with me. Has some more almost symphonic leaning elements to it. I like that he throws in a guitar. That's one thing that I will say for Alesso. I've watched a couple of interviews with him and that sort of thing, and I can definitely tell that he likes throwing in an occasional guitar or an extra instrument there, maybe some actual drums and that sort of thing. And some of his bass work is pretty solid, and I think that's all coming full circle on tracks like All This Love. The female vocals are very different, and it helps this track stand out from not just being like any girl that gets thrown on this EDM track and then auto-tuned to hell, or else forced to sing about the most bland subjects in the world. This album is pretty frustrating for me to listen to, guys, honestly, just because there are a lot of tracks that just feel very bland, and it just feels like not a lot of thought and passion went into them. And not to say that he didn't put passion in them, it's just that I'm not feeling it as the listener. There are definitely some moments that shine through though. Check the favorites and least favorites in the description down below, along with my Facebook, Twitter, everything else. Alesso's debut album, Forever, is a 2.5 for me. If you want some more interesting EDM or dance, check out Zed's new record or even the last Dylan Francis. Actually, some really good features, really good beats on those things. Anyways, guys, this is all just my opinion. Let me know about yours in the comment section down below, and hit the like button while you're at it. Maybe subscribe to the channel, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. Thanks for watching. If there are other albums you'd like to see me tackle and I might be able to get to, well, let me know about those in the comments as well. I will see you very soon right here on ARTV.